Hello online crew, how you going? Welcome to a new week. We're going to do a bit of a reality check in what's going on up here for you today. So this is going to be something that's going to be really helpful for you to have a think about, raise your level of awareness about, and work out where you sort of fit in with where your sort of thinking is as to how that sort of pans out, in your world. So, hey Crystal, how are you? Now, good to see I've got comments. Can you see me okay? Hey Vivi, good to see you on. I did what I normally do and dropped my phone on the weekend, smashed it again, lost all the calibration of it and got it sent to the phone doctor. Hello Olive, great to see you back. Hello Lynn. And my camera from my end looks really dull and I can hardly see myself. So I'm just wondering how it looks from your end. If it's just how I see myself, I can live with that. Do I look any different? The sound you can see me great. Okay, so very interesting. I can actually hardly see myself in my screen, which is really interesting, but at least I've got my working phone back on. This little thing, I've told you guys so many times how handy it is to have a spare phone as long as you got Wi-Fi, and this was my little savior over the last couple of days while my phone was getting fixed. So there we have it. Hello Patricia, so say hello as you're coming in. Give me the palm tree emoji. That's a little mascot here for our online crew community. Thank you Judy and Bob, lovely to see you on. If you're part of my free Facebook group, which is called Social Media Strategies for Home Business Owners, put the little fish down below. If you're one of my online crew leaders, then put the cruise ship. Where's my little cruise ship down below? Because hey Karen, we are getting on a cruise ship one day and meeting up in person. I've had the privilege just earlier in the year, well only a few months ago really, to meet some of you in person, and that was amazing, but we want to meet more of you for sure. So I'm going to get straight into the content because I've got a little bit to cover, but I really want this to be thought-provoking for you because it's these kind of things that we sort of know about and we think about, but we don't really take seriously about. But when we do, it can make a massive difference to the outcomes in our life and the success that we're striving for, okay? So if you're not aware of what we do here and we haven't met before, my name is Helen Martin and I'm your online crew captain at service to my awesome online crew community here, where we are home-based business owners, entrepreneurs, network marketers, direct sellers, all of the above, and we are learning to leverage social media with modern strategies to attract people to us. We don't want to chase anybody to buy anything off us. We don't want to push our products on anybody. We don't want to drag anyone kicking and screaming to do business with us. We truly want to attract people to us through attraction marketing strategies. So that's all the kind of stuff that we talk about here. The beginning of the week, which is now, I talk about something to do with personal development, personal growth, something to help you be a better version of you. And I talk about social media strategies and attraction marketing strategies, all those kind of things for the remainder of the week. But honestly, they just don't matter if you don't have it going on here. If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't have the right outlook, if you think negatively, if you don't believe you can actually be successful, if you don't believe you can actually make a lot of money, you will self-sabotage any success that you have. So it's really important for us to be cluey and really cool and positive and all the rest of it here so we can implement all the skills that we're learning and have a really cool business. Does that sound good to you? Because I know how important that is in my life. If I'm feeling down on myself or negative or feel like I can't do it or I'm not good enough, then it stops me doing the things I know I need to do. And therefore it stops my goals and dreams coming to fruition. So it's really important for me, as it is you, that you can really have a positive outlook and believe you can. You've got to believe you can. Like the Facebook Live, the video challenge that's starting next week on the 8th. The link to that is up above. I've put that at the bottom of the description up above. Just take the gaps out when you put it in Google. If you've got a massive fear around Facebook Live and you just don't want to do it, but you know it's important to your business, there's all sorts of fears that can hold you back from doing that. So there's things that we will not put into action and not move forward with if we haven't got it going on up here. So let me move on. We know that it's no secret. There is plenty of research to, let us know that what we think really dictates the outcomes of our lives. So how you think, you change the way you think, you change your life. I've said that many a time. I've also said many a time, that's not my words, that's from Mel Robbins, the author of 54321. You change your thoughts, you change your life. So how you perceive things, how you handle criticism, how you move through life, whether you believe that you can or you can't, is basically going to dictate what's going to happen. So we know there is plenty of research to show us that the way you think dictates the outcome in your life. So this is what we want to do, a reality check on two particular things. Do you think this way, hey Marianne, or do you think this way? So I'm going to tell you these two things. I'm going to give you the examples. You can assess for yourself, oh, maybe that's me. Or no, that's definitely me over here. Or that's definitely me here. Like, I'm going to give you two scenarios with some examples. And I want you to assess for yourself where you sit with that. And if you're not sitting with the right one, how do we change that? How do we move you, past that and start thinking in the right mindset to get you better results in your life? Okay? So I'm going to move on. I do have some notes down here. So if I'm looking down, that's why. Judy and Bob, what you think about, you bring about. Absolutely. And I know people hear this and they go, yeah, we know that, we've heard that. All these kind of terms are, really common and, it's true, but really think about it. Really think about it. And you know that what you focus on, you get more of. Okay? So if you're really focusing on all the things that are going wrong, guess what's coming to you? More problems. Okay, so this is really, really important. And yes, Vivi, you are what you attract. Absolutely. And your vibe will attract your tribe online and all that kind of stuff. That's the importance about branding and positioning yourself online as somebody of influence and, eventually credibility. You may not start that way because you may not have success behind you yet, but that's okay. You don't have to have credibility to be value to other people. We always want to lead with value. But my point here is, do you guys know the name of an author called Stephen Covey? He wrote a book back in the 1980s, 1989 maybe, I'm not quite sure. And it's called The 7 Habits of a Highly Effective People, something like that. I think that was the exact name. I wrote it down. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And he coined the term back then, when he wrote that book, of having like an abundance mindset. And these are the two different mindsets that I just want to highlight to you. Please do not overlook this and stay with me for me to give you some examples of both, and you can work out where you sit with this, because this will have a major impact on how successful you are in life, and this is well documented. This is not just Helen Martin giving you some thoughts off the top of my head that might be good to share with you. This is well documented in books and studies and Harvard research and all that kind of stuff as to these two different types of mindsets and how they will contribute or otherwise to the success that you have, not only in business, but in life and in relationships and all those other things. So what I'm talking about here is a scarcity mindset or an abundance mindset. Now, you might think you have an abundance mindset, but do you really? Do you really have an abundance mindset? So this became apparent to me just in the last week. I thought I had an abundance mindset, and then I had some thoughts about something, and I caught myself going, that is not an abundance mindset. That's coming from a place of scarcity. I had a mentor point out to me a number of weeks ago when financially I had the best month that I've ever had, and I'm trying to hang on to it and saying to myself that might not ever happen again. Like, how do I do that again? And he's like, why would you even go there? If you've done it, you can scale it and do it on a bigger level, like two totally different mindsets. So it pops up for me every now and again, and it will for you too. The important thing is having a level of awareness. And whenever I do these trainings at the beginning of the week, all I'm trying to do is to raise your level of awareness with those kind of things so you can catch the way you think. Because majority of us, even though we don't mean to, we often slide to the negative. We often don't think we can. We might at the front of it, but our subconscious is down there going, you've never been successful before. You've always struggled with money. Why would that be any different now? Like, we struggle to truly believe. Like, do you wake up in the morning and go, I know I'm going to be a millionaire or a multimillionaire? Do you wake up in the morning and think that to yourself? I doubt it. Like, we don't think enough about, an abundance mindset. So I'm going to give you some examples and you can assess for yourself. But really, the important thing is once you nail down an abundance mindset and you live a life without any limitations, you can have the most fulfilling life, satisfying life ever when you come from that place. Okay, you can feel that you live a life that's plentiful and pleasurable and creative and safe and full of amazing relationships. And most people are not living in that world. Would you agree? Most people have got doubts and inhibitions and insecurities, or worried about what other people think, or threatened by something or someone, or you've got an issue with this person or that person, or you're having an argument with a family member and it's unresolved. Like, most people don't come from a place of pure abundance. And it's hard to master, but if we can at least start you thinking about how to catch your thoughts and think a little bit differently, it will help you to become more successful in all areas of your life, okay? So, just checking in, taking a blah, 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 blah. So, here's some examples. So, scarcity versus abundance. So, somebody who lives in a world of scarcity will do these types of things, okay? They will act as the victim. They will act as if, they could even be a bully themselves. They're sort of checked out with life and everything is everyone else's fault. They don't take any responsibility for where they're at. It's always somebody else's fault for why they're not successful. I don't have the time, or I don't have the money, or my family need me, I don't have the time. Like, there's always something else. So they're playing the victim as to why they haven't been successful, or why haven't they got to where they want to go. Whereas, honestly, guys, at the end of the day, we can prioritize anything. And if you give something a priority and give time to it and give it the attention that it deserves, then we can all be successful. It's where we spread ourselves. But somebody with a scarcity mindset will be one of those people that sort of plays the victim all the time. Those kind of people that you ask them how they are and there's something that's always, wrong type thing. Okay? Also things like tense, contracted body, tone of voice, short of breath, panicky, and I'm not saying this is always deliberate, guys. I'm not saying that people wake up in the morning going, I want to live my life from a place of scarcity. What this is about is to sort of bring some awareness to you of some triggers, and just to make you think, oh, well, maybe I do think limiting thoughts. Maybe I don't wake up in the morning going, anything is possible. I mean, who does? But if we could, we would live far happier, easier, successful lives and financially get to where we want to go quicker, more than likely. Okay? So it's not necessarily on the front of your mind to be like a little bit of the victim. Your circumstances rule your life. Circumstances don't rule your life. The way you think about those circumstances do. So stuff is always going to limit you. Things are going to happen. You may have children that need you. You may have elderly parents that need you. You may be spread way too thin with all the responsibilities that you have in life. Like, there's always circumstances around us. Some of them are far worse than others. But it's how we think about those circumstances and how we deal with them. Some people get sucked into them, play the victim, and they can never seem to crawl their way out of it, and they just seem to attract more of it. Other people will go, well, this sucks. This is not my ideal world at the moment. I've got limitations here, there, and everywhere, but this is what I need to do now before I can do this, this, and this to get there. And this is what I'm working towards. Here's my goal. And these are the baby steps I'm going to take to get there. So it all depends how you think about stuff. Crap is going to happen. Bad things are going to happen. People are going to pass away. Tragic things are going to happen in your life. We can't help that. But how you deal with those situations and think about them and prioritize and get back on the positive wagon. We need to deal with things when they come up. Absolutely. If you need to be angry, be angry. If you need to be upset, be upset. If you need to grieve, you need to grieve. Like, we're humans. We need to do that. But we can't let that hang around and continue to play the victim or continue to be upset or continue to blame everybody else for what's not happening in our life. At some stage, we need to change it from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset and go, okay, I'm in the driver's seat. I am in control and I can turn this around. I can, and I will. Okay? Yeah, so Sean's just saying, sorry, it's because of this screen thing, guys, it's very hard for me to see your comments today. So I'm going to have to work out what's going on with the screen. Maybe the guy dulled it or something like that. But I'm finding it really difficult to read your comments. So if I'm not picking up your comments, it's not because I'm meaning to, it's just I'm finding it really hard to read them today. So I will go back to them, I promise you. Okay. So, you know, other scarcity mindset. One of those people that just drains the energy in the room. Like, you know, the person that's, you know, just sucks the life out of people or the room that they enter. Like, they're just not a joy to be around. There are people like that. People that are frustrated, impatient, anxious, afraid. These are all the words that were under this heading. Angry, and these are not my words, these are documented words. Overwhelmed, powerless, and pressured. So there's no one lives in a perfect world. If you don't feel those things every now and again, then you'd probably not be human, I don't think. We all feel those things every now and again, and that's completely fine. When we stay there, like you choose to stay scared, victim, overwhelmed, frustrated, impatient, like that's where you stay, then that's a choice. And that's living a life of scarcity and not abundance. So we just don't want to stay there. It's going to creep in. It creeps in everywhere in our life every now and again. And that's just life. Like, life happens. We just don't want to stay there because that's a scarcity mindset. It's not an abundance mindset. Okay. Hey, Anna, good to see you on. So also other things: confused, disorganized, very narrow in their way of thinking. Only focusing on what's not working and not really evaluating what is working to know what to do more of and to do less of. And a typical thought pattern, you know, a scarcity mindset is I can't, or I have no choice. So they honestly believe they don't have choices. That's just is what is, and they have no choice and they can't do things. So that's somebody that's in a scarcity mindset. On the flip side of this is where I hope majority of you are, or even... Okay, am I back? Hopefully I'm back. It just told me my network was out. I can just very faintly see your comments, some comments. So hopefully I'm back. If someone can let me know. Where we want to swing to the most doesn't mean you're not going to come back to scarcity every now and again. I've done that just in the last week. But, you know, hopefully this is where majority of you sort of sit with an abundance mindset, is you truly believe that you're in the driver's seat. You are in control and you have choices. And you truly, not just you think you do, but you actually honestly believe, yes, I'm in the driver's seat. I'm in control as to what I'm going to do here. So you honestly, truly believe that and you live that way. You're relaxed, quite alert, expansive posture. So you can read body language in people, can't you? So they might not even have to open their mouth, and you can read the body language of, you know, somebody who's, you know, really quite timid and shy and not feeling confident versus somebody who, you know, who is, okay? Sean, thank you, Helen. I needed to hear this today. Cool. Awesome, Sean. I can see a few comments. They're just not very bright. Okay, but I'm presuming I'm back. No one sort of commented and said, yeah, you're back. So if you can just let me know that, so I hopefully I'm not talking to myself, because Sean's comment could have been ages ago. Other things, so relaxed, alert, expansive posture. I said that. Feeling empowered, engaged, positive, working on something bigger than yourself. Okay, just take that in for a minute. Thanks for Patricia, working on something bigger than yourself. So it's not about your hip pocket. It's not what you want. It's not about getting more customers. It's not about getting people into your business. Thanks, guys. Hey, Bonnie. That's not what's important. It's what's the bigger picture, something bigger than yourself, helping people, with their health to live an abundant life, help people getting more financially secure so they can have more choices. That's where our focus needs to be, not with what we want, working on a bigger picture about what we're trying to achieve. And that's where your mindset sits. That's an abundant mindset. You energize and inspire others is somebody who has an abundance mindset. You're excited about the growth and even challenges that are ahead. So challenges, the unknown, the fear, it scares us all. Even when you get to this level, you want to get to the next level, and that's scary again. So we're always sort of trying to get to the next level. We start here, we grow, and we get to a point where, okay, that's our normal now. Well, now we need to get scared again, get uncomfortable again, and grow and grow. And it never stops. It never stops. But you want to be excited about that journey, not fearful and not, what's the word I'm looking for? Not fearful and intimidated by it. Like, you could be intimidated by certain things that you're going to do, but embracing the excitement and just, we're always learning. Always learning. The minute you stop learning, guys, you're dying. Seriously. We're always learning, and you should always have that mindset that you are always learning. We never, ever stop learning. And there are some people that know it all, and you can't tell them, and their way is the only way. And no, they'll fight you tooth and nail for their opinion. That's not somebody with an abundance mindset. You don't have to agree with what everybody says. You don't even have to agree here with me, what I'm telling you on this video. But, we would hope that you're just open-minded enough to take in what resonates with you and throw out what doesn't. But just being open to learning of a better way to live so we can follow our dreams and become more successful, okay? A person also living an abundance mindset will have a feeling of clarity about where they're headed and what they're doing. For the most part, you're going to get overwhelmed and confused and frustrated along the way, but for the most part, you're feeling clarity about where you're headed. Ability to perceive multiple angles, so you don't live your life like this. Life is not like that. Life is not a one-way street. Some people live like that. If we live like that, that's a scarcity mindset, because life's not like that. The world's not like that. Think of different places, different cultures, everything. There are just amazing things to embrace in this world. So we want to look at things from multiple angles, most definitely. And notice what other people are saying and seeing, like having an open mind and ears to what other people's opinions are. When we fight tooth and nail for our opinion and whatever, that really is a scarcity mindset. We should always be open to listening and learning from other people, even if we don't always agree. Just go, okay, I appreciate your point of view. It just doesn't sit well with me, or it's just not the way I've sort of thought about it before. So I'll think about that. Thanks for sharing. You don't have to agree with everyone, but you don't have to go, well, no, you're wrong. You're just outrightly wrong. That's somebody coming from a scarcity mindset, not an abundance mindset. And a typical thought pattern of somebody in an abundance mindset is that hey, Monica, I always have a choice. You're living from a place of choice and non-judgmental, and living from a beginner's mind, like always open, always learning, always absorbing things, just being really open to that, not being judgmental about anything on anyone, just having that open mind. You don't always have to agree with everybody, but just sort of coming from a place of you've got choices in life. You're not the victim. So that's the difference, the main difference. Hey, Debbie, that's the main difference between the two mindsets. And you may swing in and out, which would be, human for most of us to swing in and out, but we really want to try to be an abundance mindset more than we are the scarcity. So what kind of things, I'm going to give you some tips here. What kind of things can you do to move more towards that? These are the things I want you to think about moving forward, that you can improve perhaps to get more of an abundance mindset than you might already be. Okay, so number one, be aware of your thoughts. You can't change anything that you're not aware of. You know that. If people aren't aware of something or they don't see that it's a problem, you can't change it. So we really want to notice the way you think. So like I did the other day, I thought something and then I second guessed on myself and thought, that's not a place of abundance. That's definitely a place of scarcity, and that's not a good place to be. Like I don't want to be there. So I caught myself. So it was a lesson that I taught myself. So you just really want to have a high level of awareness of when you're having limiting thoughts. There are enough people on the internet for everybody to have an amazing business. There are enough people on the internet for everybody to grow their tribe. There is enough money in the world for everybody to make plenty. There is enough people in the world for everybody to have amazing relationships and beautiful friendships and relationships. We should always think that there is an abundance of everything for everybody, and not hang on to things that cause jealousy or friction or scarcity type mindset, if that makes sense. Okay, number two, practice gratitude. So a common one that you would have heard, but so true. You can't have an abundance mindset unless you're truly thankful for the things that you do have. There is always somebody that's in a worse off position than you. So you might be having a bad day, bad week, bad year. Who knows? And there just may be a multitude of things that are coming at you from all directions. It's like, give me a break. So it's your choice how you perceive that. It's your choice how you deal with those circumstances. It's your choice how you think about that. So we got to catch those thoughts and go, okay, this is not cool. This is not ideal. This is not where I want my life to be. But geez, I'm thankful for my kids and the roof over my head and the money that I have to buy food, because there's plenty of people that are living under bridges and shelters and stuff like that that don't have a family around them, food on their table and things like that. So let's be grateful for what we do have, concentrate on that. You appreciate good things, you'll get more good things. Okay, we know this, you've just got to put it in practice. Okay, number three, recognize that there actually are unlimited possibilities. And there really are, in business, in relationships, in how you make money. I have multiple income streams because I believe there are unlimited possibilities without being too diverse that you spread yourself too thin, which sometimes I do. So you have to manage that, but you've got to believe that there are unlimited possibilities that you can achieve. And there was a at Harvard, they did a study that showed that when people were channeled just into the one thing and, one thing only. What was the words that I write? When people focus intently on one thing, other possibilities that are right in front of them go completely unnoticed. So when you're so laser focused on one thing, other things that are around you, possibilities, other opportunities, they're floating around trying to come in, but you're not even seeing them. So that doesn't mean you want to be focused, guys. Don't get me wrong. You want to be focused on what you're doing and not get shiny object syndrome and all of that kind of stuff. But you can still be focused on a project, but still believe life is, endless, unlimited possibilities for you. You've truly got to get to the point where you think that is the reality for you, okay? Number four, cultivate and share your passions. So this is really where it comes down to branding, guys. Your brand, what is your brand? What do you want to stand for? What do you want to be known for? Like, share that, share your passions. What are you passionate about? What do you want to help people with? Health and wellness, making money, what are your passions that you want to share with people, and live and breathe it. Like, unlimited possibilities for you and everyone else around you. Be that guiding light for other people. Lead with value, not that you're selling your product or your product's amazing and everybody should have it because it's amazing. People don't care. They want to be uplifted. They want to know that they can stay away from their pain or go move towards pleasure. That's what motivates people to buy something. So just think about that. What motivates people to move towards their pleasure or stay away from pain, and use that in your marketing and your brand and all those kind of things. Okay, the last few. Develop mastery experiences. And what that really means is, although we are comprehending that there are unlimited possibilities, you still want to stay focused on a task. So they're two different things. So you set a goal and you've got an end goal, you've got now. Now write your little measures, and this is what they call a mastery experience. So you've got your end goal, you've got now. So how long is it going to take to get there? 6 months, a year, 2 years? Mark your goal and work backwards from that. Those of you in network marketing and direct sales and MLM, you know what I'm talking about here. What do you need to achieve, and work backwards from that, and create experiences that bring you little successes on the way. Because where people lose their motivation is their goal is here and they're here, but there's no steps or, a mentor or, things to get you there. So you just sort of seem to never get there. And that's when you give up and get all deflated and act like the victim. Last couple. Watch what you say. Watch what comes out of your mouth. So it's not only what you think. You can think various things, and something can come in and you go, oh, I shouldn't really think like that. And you can change it. But what equates to what's going on here and comes out here, this affects people's lives. This, what you put out and project out in reality, will determine, how successful that you're going to be. So watch what you say. Come from a place of abundance. Believe that there are endless possibilities. Believe that you can do it. Believe there is money all around you. And if you missed, was it last week or the week before? The one when I talked about money, if you've got issues with money. So this video 2 weeks ago, I don't think it was last week, when I specifically spoke about money. If you've got issues with money, go and find that video, because that's really important. So watching what you say and project out into the world, is that coming from an abundance, or is that coming from a place of scarcity? Important, really important, how you project yourself out to the big wide world, especially when you're branding yourself as well. Okay, oh, good word. I just saw that pop up. Words can be weapons. Absolutely, Crystal. Can be good or bad. Have you ever had that conversation with somebody and thought, oh, I really wish I didn't say that? But it's too late. It's gone. The words are out there, and you've hurt somebody's feelings, or you said something you shouldn't, but you can't take it back. You just can't take back words that have already been said. So some people need to just think before they speak, because sometimes people can say things that you just can't take back. And that can be coming from a place of scarcity when we do that, okay? And the last one really is concentrate on growth. Always be growing. If you're comfortable in everything you do, your life, your job, your family, like you just sit there going, I love life, it's just cruisy, then you're not growing. The way you grow the most is to get uncomfortable. If you get too uncomfortable for too long, then you ask for help and do something about it, and work out ways to, come back to, learning something and doing something with it to become more successful. But we always want to be growing. If you are so safe and comfortable in your life at the moment, then you're not growing. You're just literally safe and comfortable. So we always want to push so we can grow, because that's where success happens. Okay. There's a couple more. Think like a beginner. So just always think there's always something more to learn. Even when you learned a lot and you become a so-called expert in a particular field, you're always a beginner. Like, treat life like that. You're always learning and always growing. And create abundance affirmations if you can. So a way to do that is to write down what you're really, really fearful of. So write it down. And then on the opposite side of that, write the opposite of that fear, what the opposite of it would be. So I am terrified. Somebody might say, I'm terrified of doing Facebook Lives. So the flip side of that is I am awesome at Facebook Lives and I'm rocking it and I'm building my audience big time. So that would be the opposite. Like you're fearful of it, don't want to do it, or I'm awesome at it. And you tell yourself that. That's your affirmation. So whatever your biggest fears are, write them down, write the opposite of it, and let that be your affirmation that you remind yourself and come from a place of abundance and success and love and money is flowing. If you did watch that money one of them was one of my tips was when you pay for a bill or you pay for something that you say, there you go, there's plenty more where that came from. You're not looking at it as, oh, there's my last $100 to pay for that bill or something like that. You're just not thinking of it as a scarcity mindset. You've got your money, you've paid your bill, and you go, there's plenty more where that came from. I'll find some more to pay my next bill. Like we think abundantly, not scarcity. It's going to be really, really hard for you to have a really successful life and business if your thoughts are coming from a place of scarcity. That there's never enough to go around, never enough money to go around. You hang on to your friends because you get jealous when they become friends with other friends because they might be better friends with them, or whatever it is that's going on. When you come from that place of scarcity, like there's not enough of, it's going to be really hard to be really successful. So abundance all the way. Can we try it, guys? Can you try it on? Maybe you do a little bit of it now, but maybe we can build on that. I'm trying to do this myself. I've got little sticky notes on my computer at the moment, which I can't tell you word by word what they are, but they're basically saying endless possibilities. The world is my oyster and it's just up to me to make it happen, but I can make it happen. It is possible for me. I've got these things sort of stuck around to remind myself to not limit myself or get stuck in something too long or worry about something. It's endless possibilities, and the universe will take me in whatever direction that may be. That may be different in a year's time than it is now, that it is tomorrow, that it is, who knows? Just think possibilities. And always have an open mind, willing to learn, always being a beginner mindset and a can-do mindset. And we all have choices. So you choose to sit in scarcity, or you can choose to try to think more abundantly and make that your new normal. The only way we can have a new normal is to have a really high level of awareness of it and think it over and 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 over again. Okay, can we do that, guys? Can we try to practice thinking more abundantly? If you can, and you can make that your new normal, sure I can. I can do anything. I'm scared as, I'm overwhelmed at the moment, I'm overloaded at the moment, all those kind of things, but sure I can. Absolutely. I can achieve anything I want to achieve. Like when we think like that, possibilities will come at you, opportunities will come forth, to you. And they may be things that you never would have happened in your wildest dreams that would become forward to you. But unless you're thinking that way, that you can't allow them in. You got walls up, baby. You got walls up. So we're going to let the walls down and believe that there are endless possibilities. Okay? Yes, I can and I will, Crystal says. Awesome. So that's what we want to do, and that's what we really want to strive for. So I hope that you guys can take something from this video and start to think a little bit more abundantly. And if you have massive fears, write down what they are, flip them on a piece of paper as to what you would like them to be, and concentrate on that and not that. Because what we tend to do is concentrate on that, and then we just never get over it, and it stops us from doing what we need to do. If we can start to believe that, then we can move in a different direction, and anything's possible. Okay, so yeah, I hope you got something out of that. Put it into practice, make it work for you. You might be surprised on the outcomes that come your way if you if you do that. So thank you for being here with me, guys. It's always a pleasure. I love my beginning of the week videos. I get quite passionate about this kind of stuff because I actually truly believe that it's more about who we are and what we believe than the skills that I can teach you in social media. Success really comes down to us. And if you don't believe you can be truly successful, you won't be. So it's really the critical thing to focus on, and then learn all your skills. But we're always going to be learning, aren't we, with this kind of stuff? And we'll go in and out of really good mindset, and then something goes wrong and we're going to slip back. That's okay. That's life. We've just got to get back there quicker and not stay, in this mindset. Okay. So those of you in my branding course, we are live in 20 minutes where I'm going to review your brands and your pages and your content and all the rest of it. So I look forward to seeing you guys in 20 minutes. The rest of you, I look forward to seeing you. Not same time, same place. I am hosting a webinar tomorrow. I'm reviewing a whole lot of Facebook ads for students. So I'm going to be live 2 hours earlier than I normally am. People in the UK will love that, Sean, Rob. So I'm going to be live 2 hours earlier than I normally am just for tomorrow, okay? I'll put up a reminder on my page later. But yeah, if you don't see me at normal time tomorrow, that is why, okay? So I'll catch you then, guys. Bye.